Hey guys, welcome back to Buster's Corner. We've got something really exciting for you today. Motec. We're bringing Motec to you. A lot of you guys already have it. Some of you guys know about it and are like, what the heck is Motec? And everybody's running off of Atlas. If you don't know what Motec is, you're probably using Atlas. And as we all found out when Tom released the Atlas information, Atlas was not picking up the info from Iracing for some people. There's some problems in there. So here comes Motec, which you're going to want anyway for the new shock packages that you've seen on trucks, Xfinity, and Next Gen. And I think the trucks have half the shock package and are supposed to go to full package in 2022. So I have brother Tom here with me. We're doing a thing on Discord. Tom, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
All right, there's Tom. So Tom is our resident engineer. The guy's got probably like 3 degrees. Retired from what is it? Cisco Systems.
Yep, Cisco Systems.
All right. So Tom's our retired engineer and ex race car driver. So Tom brings to the table his engineering smarts and his race car smarts as well. So we got a big plus for you. So what we're going to do is Tom and I are going to walk through this with you. We're going to show you where to go get Motec and MOO. I'm not sure what MOO is, but MOO. Um, where to go get them, how to download them. We're going to set them up on your computer. I'm going to open up iRacing, run a couple of laps, bring up some data, talk about the data files a little bit, and show you how to work it in a nutshell. That's it. Oh, pardon me. So let's go. I got MOO installed already. Okay, so let me start here. These are the links that I'll be using during this session. Now, all these links will be uh, uh, at the bottom of the down at the bottom of the video. They always say, right? Down at the bottom somewhere. So let's start with let's go get Motec. And here's my link. Okay, let's go get Motec. And actually, you know what? Let me take me out of this picture. You don't need to see me anymore. Okay, let's get me out of here. Chrome, paste, and go. Okay, there's your Motec. Now we want, and Tom, I think you're going to agree, we want the 64-bit 1.1.5,
Yeah,
which
the
is
Pro version. Yep,
which is
64-bit.
actually a newer version than I was running earlier. Okay, so we're going to click on that. As you can see down here on my left side, it's downloading now. Play music. Do 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 do. Okay, still loading. All right, we're going to show in folder. It's right there. It's an application. We're just going to double click that and wait patiently. Play music. Okay. Yes, install. I'm not going to read that, but I'm going to accept it. Next. Let it do whatever it wants to do. Just go next. Play music. Show me. I don't need to see the README file, so I'm going to unclick that. Finish. Okay, that's done. Let's get rid of that. Now I'm going to open up another window. I'm going to get rid of that one. I want to close this. Now, the other one we need is MOO. And I'm going to highlight that, copy, and do a paste here. All right. Now, I don't know if you saw this, Tom, but he's got a pre-release new one here. Fix crash if telemetry was renamed. Don't rename your telemetry, you guys. I thought that was funny. Update installer to resolve install issues with .NET. And then here's the latest. But so I'm gonna go get this one, the 1.9.4, right?
Yeah, that should work.
Yeah. And we're gonna go to MU installer exec. We're gonna click on that, and you see here it's downloading. Okay, I'm going to go show me in folder. MOO. I'm just going to double click it. This may already be installed. What is okay, more info. Run anyway. I agree to license terms and conditions. Install. Tom, what is it that MOO does for us?
Okay, so Iracing puts out a specific format for its telemetry. It ends with a .ibt, if I remember correctly. And so Atlas can read the telemetry files as they come from Iracing, where Motec needs those files in a different format. So MOO or MU will go out there and watch your telemetry directory, your Iracing telemetry directory. When it sees a new file, it will pick up that file, process it, and then put out two files that Motec needs.
Okay. Let me see. Okay, we did that one. Now, the other thing we have to go get is one more thing. No, let's don't get that yet. Let's go here and let's find our... Did Motec give me any shortcuts here? Oh, there it is. Put it right here in the middle. Okay. Now, MOO should be here somewhere too. And we need MOO does not auto run, does it? You've got to run it.
I have to run it every time I start up Motec.
Right. So where did that thing go?
So it should be there in your folder. So scroll down to for the M's.
MOO.
Right there.
Okay, there it is. Now I want to run as administrator, right? Suppose you guys having problems with that?
Yeah, so I have found that when I ran MOO, the MU program, that it's supposed to stay running in the background so that every time you do more laps, it finds the file automatically. Mine was reading just one time and then I'd have to restart it, and that was such a hassle. So if I ran it as administrator, then I would not have that problem.
Oh, okay, there it ran it. Okay. Okay, so that's up and running. Now I can just close that and it stays running in the background.
Even if you hit exit, it stays running in the background. You should see it in your little taskbar, small area if you look for it.
Okay, but while I'm here, is that right? No, I wanted to put that on my taskbar.
Your right mouse button, click over MU.
Oh, right mouse button. There it is, right click, and not pin to start. Oh, more. There it is. Pin to taskbar. There we go. Now it's down at the bottom. Okay, that's what I do. Okay, so we got MOO running. Now let's go open our Motec and just see what's there. Okay, next.
I would probably hit cancel there.
Yeah, that's a cancel thing, right?
You don't need to go through and get one of their templates, yeah.
Okay, so now, I'm gonna slow this down for now, because now I'm going to go get your book and open that, open this, and this is Tom's. And when we get to Tom's, we're gonna go to repositories. Copy. Paste. Enter. So this is Tom's GitHub page. Atlas workbooks, wheel info, car plugins, tire analysis, all kinds of cool stuff.
All the stuff that I work on in the early mornings while I'm drinking coffee.
Really?
That's just a little to keep me entertained. So yeah, if you click repositories, you'll see there's quite a bit more there.
Motec workbooks, public, and then Tom's button box, Fanatec table mount wedge, and plugins, wheels, brake LED bar. I haven't tried that bar thing yet. Tire analysis, IRFFB, workbooks, all kinds of stuff. Huh?
Yeah, the multi-way is a drone project that doesn't really tie racing.
All right, so I'm gonna click on this Motec workbooks. Go to file.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So no, it's not go to file. You'll see right there. you can click on Next Gen Tours V5-2 is the latest one I have up there. So as I do updates to those workbooks, I'll update the version number.
Yeah. Okay, and there's also trucks are in here too.
Yeah, just so I can explain here while we're here real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So the Next Gen and Tour modified cars use shocks, which are coilover dampers. The trucks use a separate spring and damper, so they use dampers. So the shock histogram, the calculations that are used in the mapping, they don't allow me to use them in the same workbook. So that's why I had to split trucks out.
Okay. So I'm going to click on this. And, oh, there's download. I've only been in GitHub a couple of times, so I kind of get a little bit lost. So you don't
it's where the techies live.
Techies live. Okay.
Yeah. So the reason why we use GitHub is because this is where we put the work out to for everybody to be able to get free access to. So a lot of the work that I've done is leverages other people's work. So the right thing to do is just to reshare it back out. The modifications I did, put it back out to open source domain.
Okay. If I go back, because while I'm here, I'm going to pick up that trucks while I'm here. I'm going to go ahead and get both. Okay, now let's go to, actually, just don't do it that way. Let's go this way. All right, trucks. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm going to right click, extract all, just click OK. All right. Now I'm going to take this, right click, oops, copy. And now this stuff should be in Documents, Motec, I2, Workspaces, right click, paste, right?
Correct. Do the same again for your other workbook.
Okay, next gen, right click, extract all, let it go, extract. Okay, right click, oops, copy, Documents, Motec, I2, Workspaces, and then just paste. Don't click on trucks. Don't click on trucks. Okay, close all this up. Okay, now open up a Motec. Oh, I already had Motec open. I didn't open it twice, did it? There we go. Okay, now we're in here. I'm gonna go File. Open, I think. Am I right? Oh, there they are. Hey, by golly, it worked. Don't you love when a plan comes together? Okay. If they weren't in here, because I had this earlier, right, Tom? When I put somebody in here and it didn't pick it up. You go to Browse, and then you go through here, Motec, I2, and find the workbook that you put in the workspaces. If it doesn't pick it up right away. Okay, ours did, and we're going to do next gen. And that's it, right?
I will say that Motec really wants to see a telemetry data file open to work well. It gets upset if it doesn't have any telemetry file. So I wouldn't click in. I wouldn't do anything more than that for right now until you get a telemetry file generated.
I'm gonna get rid of it. Hold on, I'm just gonna get rid of it. Okay, so I also want to. Can I pin this front right here? I don't think so. There it is. Okay. Let me get this out of the way. Let's go get some telemetry. I've got a session sort of open here, but I couldn't run it until I did all that first. So we'll go in here, we'll turn a couple laps. Actually, I'm gonna run 2 sessions. I'm gonna run 2 laps, stop, go to the pits, come back out and run 2 laps again. Then we can show you the telemetry from that segment, and then we're going to show you how you can open the other segment and compare the two runs with each other. So play the background music.
So yeah, on that GitHub, just I'll be, as I update some of those projects, I put files up there, and I update quite a bit. So I am going back and re-looking at a lot of the calculations on the downforce and some of the aerodynamics and such. So
Okay.
hopefully we'll make some progress there.
Let's see. Do I have my steering wheel run? Yeah, steering wheel is running. Oh, that's why this car. I was testing it earlier and I said this thing stinks because I was playing with something else. Let's go to Richmond 2.6.
Matching car and track data found in Sim Experience database.
Right,
Profile modified.
Tom, what's your favorite one-liner from Days of Thunder? It was talked about on Facebook the other day.
Oh, I'm too young for Days of Thunder.
Oh, shut up. I'm dropping the hammer. No, you're not.
Yeah, that was a good movie, but I only got to see the reruns. I think it was in black and white.
Is that right? Oh, no, don't, no. I got to have full data. Don't wreck. I was pushing it too hard. That was one lap. Do one more. So why is it we have to have Motec? So really it's, well, one, it's good for your setups, but with the new Shock package, you got to be able to get into that histogram and look at your shock profile to really fine-tune these cars. Okay, that's one. Let's do another one. But in order to tune the shocks, that's not something you can do with Aztec or what's that thing called?
Atlas?
Atlas, thank you. They should have named it Aztec.
No, I think Atlas is pretty good. McLaren, I think, is pretty happy with that name. So it's a McLaren Atlas. McLaren's telemetry analytics platform.
I heard Iracing was asking for updates, but I guess they're just too busy to give them an update in order to do the Shock Histogram on it.
Yeah, Motec is a pretty powerful platform.
Okay, last lap. Then we get back into Motec. But this is really going to open it up for guys that are doing DIY setups. I mean, the setup shops have this information. A lot of people have the information. Those that have it aren't willing to share it, thus giving them the advantage over a DIY guy. This is really going to open the doors for DIY guys to be a little more competitive with the setup shops. I mean, granted, those guys are very, very good at what they do. Okay. Now, if I go over here and open up my there it is. You can click this. I remember the workspace next time it starts. It opens up automatically. But eventually, I'm gonna have the trucks in here too. Okay, open up my next gen. Let's talk about data first, real quick. Telemetry. I keep my telemetry on a short leash over here. This is your telemetry file that is found in Iracing. Documents Iracing telemetry. The ones with the M on it are the ones that Motec uses. The other ones are for Aztec.
Atlas.
Atlas. I got it. Atlas. So the white ones are for Atlas. So if you get into Motec and nothing's up there, no data, go check your telemetry file first off and see if you have the M's in here. If you don't have the M files in here, that means your MOO is not running. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. No MOO, no files. All right? And don't rename your telemetry file as something else. All right, so we've got those in here, so we know this is going to work. We'll go up here to my left. See the little plus sign right here? Plus. What the? No log files in this folder. Oh, because I did not tell Motec where to get them. Did I, Tom?
That would be correct.
That's correct. Huh? You're laughing at me, aren't you, over there? Okay. It's in Documents, Iracing, Telemetry, and there's my files. All right. So then, as I say that also, if you look at these files, they're date and time stamped. So 1134, 1136. So it tells you which ones I did. Now I believe you can take and flop these around. So the one on the bottom is the last one you just ran. Okay. Let's open the first one first. Clicked on that. Open this up. Okay. Close this little screen right here. Where am I at? Oh, I'm on the wrong. There we go. Okay. Now we got it. So.
All right. Let me explain a little bit about a layout here, because if people have used Motec with other workbooks, I did something a little bit different in the layout here, and that is typically in the workbooks you would have so technically it's a workspace and then a workbook. So, and then you have worksheets. So what I did was I kept everything I wanted to look at for, say, next gen car as a pull down in the gray above the orange bar, right above the right height, left front. You'll see that pull down. There you're going to see where you would select whether you're working on next gen, or you would select whether you're working on a tour modified, right? Those are the two I had set up. I didn't do any of the other cars like the late models. But the idea is that I wanted all the data I wanted for one of those cars to be in the worksheets that goes across horizontally. Worksheet 1, which is overview, 2, ride heights, 3, downforce. So I didn't go into a deep dive on, 8 worksheets just on tires or 8 worksheets just on suspension. I kept it summarized at it, rolled up the data, and tried to stay focused on what data did we need specifically to make decisions about changing a setup. Because Motec can be super extensive, and you can get overwhelmed with too much data really quickly. So that's why you see the layout where you select next gen, and then you have the worksheets across the top.
Right. I'm glad you mentioned that because I forgot about that tour mods beat on this one. And then, yeah, I can select that or next gen. Okay, so we're working on next gen. All right, so page 1 overview. Let's start from the left front. These are right heights. This is our, and the way the terminology on this is it's front left, or left front, front splitter, right front, left rear,
Yeah.
right rear. Oh, actually, that's these down here. FL, front left. Oh, here's where it's reversed. You put those in over here. Down here, this is the way Iracing gives it to you, or MOO converts it? Front left.
That's how Motec is displaying it, and maybe in future revisions I may try and go and trying to correct those.
Left,
but yeah,
rear, front right. Instead of being right front, it's front right. That's what's so funny. Front left instead of left front. Obviously, it must be English or something. Anywho, okay, so there's our right heights in that corner. Down here, Tom's got the wheel spin. Explain wheel spin.
all right. So the wheel spin is the speed of the tire. The difference between the difference between the speed of the car and the speed of the tire. So, for example, the right rear tire, as we're going around a corner, in fact, the tire does have to travel faster to make the turn. Mm-hmm. But what we want to watch for is when there's excessive amount of speed or difference in car speed versus that tire, that tends to give us an indication of if there's a spin going on there or a lockup.
Watch this. Right here, the thing is where I started to spin that car out, huh? Oh, even there, it's not too bad. Oh, that's downforce.
No, but that's where you're starting to get on. Well, downforce. If you see the downforce dip, and then right there coming off that corner, that's where you're going to start to buzz out those tires as well, right? That's where the nose starts picking up. We start losing our rake angle.
Right, yeah. But okay, so now watch the tires spin on the left-hand side. All the tires are doing good until I hit that dip, and then it goes over a little higher. But yeah, you're right. And I lost the air force on the downforce on the car right there when I started to spin it out. Okay. So we got the map up top, up here, and you can grab the little ball and you can chase this around and look at everything move around, or you can put your cursor here and grab the bar and move the car around the track. So you can do it either way you want. And you got right heights, FS is front splitter, right height, and then downforce. All right. So those numbers are there. Engine RPM versus speed. So, and I think this is also up here, isn't it? Max
Yeah, it's
speed, engine
capturing
RPM.
the peak, the max and minimum.
Okay.
So there we know we peaked out our RPM right at that location on that back straightaway.
It's like 9,001. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's when we backed out of the throttle to come in. And the blue is braking zone. Blue is, I forget what the blue is. Why is this blue right here?
The blue would be the throttle position, more neutral in your throttle,
Okay.
coasting.
All right, that's probably on a different screen. Okay, so and then the bottom right. Okay, so let's see. We'll go back across the top. You got your tire temps up there like you would in Atlas. All right.
Right. So on the tires, we got the outer, center, and inner. As you'll be looking down at the tire from the top of the car, right? So you have inners next to each other. So we use that to help determine what our camber is looking like as we go through that corner.
Right, and we see that in the garage too, right? But this is more detailed than what you're going to see in the garage. So let me see. Take the car. I got the car right down there in the middle of that turn, and look at my right front tire. They're dead even across there. 204, 203, 204. This is one lap though too, so you know. But this tire looks like it's hurting a little bit on my left front. May not be doing as much as it should be. The back tires look pretty even too. That's a pretty good looking setup. Let's keep going. You got rakes down at the bottom, right side, center, and left side. All right, let's go to the next screen. Right heights. Here he's got right heights, and then Tom's got a center rake down here. Okay, so if you can go across the board with this. Now I can right click somewhere and put the map up too, can I?
Up there at the top, view, I think. Go to the top.
Is that still here? View.
Show track.
Oh, show track. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So I want to know. Oh, I like that. Are you there? That's pretty cool. Okay. How do I get rid of it? View. Looks like I can push the T and get that, huh? Can I push T and get that all the time? I sure can. That's on a T button. All right. There's that one. Downforce versus speed. This is a fun one. I like this one. This is one of my favorites. So, like Tom was saying, these dips is where the car got sideways, and I lost my downforce on the car. So when I'm doing a setup, I really kind of look at, so the negative number here tells you the lowest I've been. I think it just spiked right there for me. It sure did, huh?
Yeah, so
I
those.
didn't know
So
that did that.
go back to the numbers, right? So it gives you the minimum, maximum, and average. And then on the left-hand side of the screen, it gives you current value.
But I've never seen this before. If I put my mouse on that negative 573, it shows me exactly along that line where that happened. Pretty cool. So this one down here, I'm looking for that 0.45, my lowest. Where did that happen? It happened right there. Now I bet you I can I do this? And then go back and do this? According to this, my lowest point was right there where that car is, right there. Huh. I didn't know that.
No, I don't. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, no, it's not. I'm sorry. Because that goes by this.
Yeah, the line didn't move.
All right. But I could put my finger on the screen right there and then move this to there. There you go. That's where that happened at right there. Huh. Okay. You could do that over here though too though. So see, there's what that is right there, and that is right. One number right here, and I'm right. That's where that happened. The right height for the right front was at 0.62 at that point on the track. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, push my T, get rid of that. Okay, downforce versus speed, we just played with that. Suspension history, the histogram. Is that what they're calling it? Histogram?
It's a histogram.
Histogram.
Now, it's a suspension histogram, and that's
histogram.
It's important to remember the word suspension because it takes into account shocks and springs, although we try to, for the most part, it's mostly calculated on shock position values. Motec has a calculation for it. And so therefore it will take into account the springs as well, but like I said, we adjust these with the shock values.
All right. So at this point, we're expecting more data on the release. Now, I don't know if it's going to be in this release, 22 Season 1 is what they're calling it, coming up in 2 weeks, or if it's going to be the release before NASCAR starts next season. I think we've been told it's going to come out here in 2 weeks. So, because right now this isn't really working, I think, the way it's supposed to until they do the next upgrade. And for now, so we're not going to really, we're done talking with this. But I'll put the link up. If you haven't seen Tommy Brandon's shock video he just put out a couple days ago, I think it was 12/2 it came out of 2021. He talks about shocks a lot. He talks about using Motec for it, and that's what this is all about right here. So we'll leave that one at that for now. Okay, we got shock travel. This, I like this. I have not used this, Tom, and I think, who was it? We were talking to somebody. Was it Marty? Somebody was saying that they're saying their right rear shock is traveling 8 inches, and that's why the car was dumping. Oh no, that was the guy you helped him with the setup. He said his car was dumping because he was seeing his right rear shock was doing too much movement, and you grabbed it.
Yeah,
and
it was.
You changed some stuff for him.
Yeah, just brought it back into where then he was able to go and continue adjusting it to where he ended up getting it. He was quite happy with the setup. So that was really good.
Was it a shock problem or a spring problem? Do you remember?
I think it was he did have some springs that were out of range, but also that rear roll bar was hurting him on that one. Because that's easy to go too high and get it too loose.
Look at this one. Look at these two. This is my left rear and my right rear shock deflection.
Yeah.
For some reason, it looks like this might be out of whack compared to the fronts.
I would bring up show the track and see where that's at on the location of the track.
That is slowing down. That's the point where we're slowing down for the turn.
Yeah, and that also drives me crazy where, yeah, the lines dropping usually refers to going up. The lines going up refers to the shocks going down. It's hard to remember that one, but yeah. So there you got the shocks. The rear shocks are lifting up because they're dropping, right? And then the fronts are compressing because you're starting to get on the brakes, so the lines going up are showing that the shocks are going down.
And these rear shocks are going up. So, and see, I thought I adjusted those shocks in that car not to do that. Maybe you know what? I bet you I'm moving the wrong direction. A lot of times, and we've both seen this, iRacing tells you by going to a 10, it does one thing, but in reality, you have to go to a 1 on that shock for it to do what you're looking for to do. To see that much of a difference in those rear shocks for me, I think I went backwards.
Yeah, that's why Tommy Brandon's video is so good in that he had to do extensive testing to figure out that the description on the slopes was a little off.
Oh yeah, he fixed me on that one too, because and I think you and I were talking soft, and Iracing said this: smooth track, your slope should be a 0. Rough track, make it a 10. No, no, no. That's not what Tommy found out. It's the other way around. Uh, he went to a 0 on those front shocks at Dover, and the car was bouncing around like a $2 hooker. It was terrible. So,
Yeah.
okay. What else do we have up here? Track report. Oh, that's much
Okay,
nicer. Yeah, you can
that's
do
a bigger view of your peak RPMs and where you're peaking out, as well as your peak speeds, and
okay.
these can be easily adjusted to add more parameters. But yeah, that's a good starting point right there.
Oh, I can see. Okay, so if I want to compare a couple, which we're going to do here in a second, um, this green is when I got off the gas. So maybe I need to carry the green down deeper into the corner and use more braking. You could, and here
Exactly.
you see I got on the gas, got off, and then got back on again. So that's a problem right there, and that's going to be a driver's issue. Okay, that's awesome. Channel report. Uh, Not sure what you're going to use this for.
This one is one of the default screens that I left up because I thought maybe over time it might evolve into something,
Mm-hmm.
but it gives you a little bit of more details on car speeds per lap. Engine RPMs per lap is where that starts to get interesting.
All right, we'll have to play with that. Section time. What are we looking at
Yeah,
here?
that's more of also how you're doing per corner, right?
Okay.
So now you have your turns 1, 2, and your straights. So more performance data. That's if you want to. These start to get useful when you want to see if you can change the way you're driving the lines and getting better lap times.
Okay. Lap times.
And this one is a straight lap time of, if you had more laps, you would start to compare lap times and see how they were falling off, such.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So with that said, let's go back to overview. So I ran 2 segments because now we're going to go over to the plus. We're going to bring in the other one. Now if I look at this, you see how there's a green mark right there? That means that one's already been opened. So now I'm going to open this one. Okay. Now I got all new data. But let's say I want to compare the two. Right here it says channels. Oh, that's not the right one. Where'd it go? Oops. Did I lose something here? Where's the one where I can compare the two? What am I
Do
doing
a
wrong?
right mouse button click, I think, over in channels. Oh, you want to view data. Go up to view, go to view, show data.
There it is. Okay. Okay, so red, I'm going to make this one. So here you can compare 3 of them. So see now, see, I can close this up right here. So now I can compare these two, and it'll be fun. We go back to, look at there, track report. So here you can see where I got on the gas sooner here compared to here, and same with down here. So there you go. You can compare your driving thing. You can compare all kinds of stuff. Downforce. There you go. All right. So the yellow line was my second lap where I didn't spin out, and the first one, or vice versa, oh, actually backwards. The first one, there's a white one where you see where I spun out and lost my downforce. Okay. So there you can compare laps. I'm not sure how many you can do. I think it's 3 or 4, isn't it?
3, but yeah, typically what I've found in practice 2 is best, right? Otherwise, it just gets so. These screens can get so busy that you can't see anything anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I try to keep them clean, and that's why the layouts are very focused, right? While being an engineer and I like data, you can quickly overanalyze. At the end of the day, this stuff still has to translate to the driver driving the car around the track, which is why many people can do setups without any telemetry because they're going by feel, right? But what this does is it gives confirmation of that you're not hitting the ground. Although maybe in the future I might do a calculation to figure out where those skid pads are under the car. I don't have those incorporated in here yet, right? But at least you know whether or not you're hitting
Yeah, I
where you're
just
ride height is.
Yeah, I think it's going to be easy to say that we will probably, or quite likely, see another version of this once they release the data on ride heights, recommended ride heights, and brake and things like that. Uh, and some of it may even change. I don't know. It may change. So
Now, going back to the find out where you go to the point where you think you spun your tires.
right here is where I kind of spun the car around, right there.
Okay, so you can see there's a difference in the wheel spin, slight difference.
Mm-hmm.
But I find that what happened in the center of the see the down force curve at the bottom where you
Mm-hmm.
have a dip in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Where was that?
Yeah.
Oh no, I see. Anyways, yeah. So you can see where now there's a difference in those needles. Usually, what you want to watch for is those needles going excessively high.
Yeah, and look at the rake meter on the right hand side. We went to from 0, where the previous lap I was at 1 point, a little above 1.18, and when I got the car sideways, it went to 0.
Right.
Yeah, and then let me see something. Where's the data? I thought data was over on this side right here.
It was you killed it. You'd have to do show data because you closed it out. Go view, show data.
Right, but I thought it stayed over here. Okay, I guess not. So yeah, what I was trying to show here was that you can also actually check your laps in that segment. So I don't have to do my fastest lap. I could change it to this lap, or I can change this one to that lap. You can pick any lap you want. And actually, can't you even take, and I can go this lap, and then my next lap, and then I can't. I only got 2 laps, but there I can do lap versus lap in the same segment that I was running. So then, I guess you only do 3, but you can pick three laps in that segment you're running and compare the 3 laps to each other. It probably doesn't tell you a whole lot. I mean, as far as tire temperatures and stuff like that, it doesn't really give you a long duration versus compared to like a 10-lap run. But that's cool too. Click to auto hide window.
Yeah. So if people have used my Atlas workbooks, this overview screen should look similar. Yeah, I try to model a layout very similar between the two. So
yes, it does. Yes, it does. Okay. Let's see. What else we got? I think that's about it. You got anything else you want to add to it? Can you think?
No.
Are we missing anything?
No, I will probably be leaning more towards updating Motec more frequently than the Atlas because it's with the histograms you're going to need those for the next gens, and Atlas is pretty well stable. Well, for those that can get it to run, I don't understand why some are having some random problems, but they are. But hopefully, maybe they can get onto these Motec workbooks and get these running just fine as well.
Well, I think most of the guys that have said that they can't get the Atlas to work, they said that's okay. I got Motec anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, our Atlas is working, so it's tough for us to figure out
what's wrong.
What problems they're running into.
Right. Okay. I think that's it. So there's the list of that, and like I said, I'll put all these links down below. Let me see. So we're going to post this up on. So if you don't know already, this is Buster's Corner, and we have a Facebook page called Buster's Corner, and in there you will find links to all the stuff that we're doing. You'll also find a link to our Discord if you want to join in there. We are a DIY setup community. We're not a setup shop. We don't sell nothing, and this is just part of it. Right? You got anything else to add, Tom? Otherwise, we're going to close this thing up. I think we're done.
Nope, that'll do it.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for watching Buster's Corner. Happy race day. Say hi to the 209. And Tom's 95 if you catch him out there on the track. Thanks, guys. Happy race day. Bye-bye.